Genghis Khan, born Temujin in 1162, is recognized for having founded the second largest land empire in history, after the British Empire. His conquest led to the death of millions of people, representing about 10% of the world's population at the time. But how? At the end of the 12th century, Central Asia was divided into a multitude of nomadic tribes often in conflict. Temujin, with a combination of skillful diplomacy, strategic alliances, and military victories, managed to unify these tribes under his banner. In 1206, during a large gathering called Kurultai, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. This unification gave him a disciplined and loyal army, ready for massive expansion campaigns. At that point, Genghis Khan controlled most of the Mongolian steppes, a territory stretching from Siberia in the north to China in the south. His army, estimated at around 100,000 horsemen, was organized according to a decimal system. Units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000 men, each led by officers chosen for their merit rather than family inheritance. This composition promoted strict discipline and fearsome effectiveness on the battlefield. The Mongol army distinguished itself through its unique organization and unmatched efficiency. Divided into decimal units, it allowed for coordination and tactical flexibility. The light cavalry, made up of mounted archers, offered exceptional mobility, enabling quick attacks and strategic retreats. Genghis Khan also integrated foreign specialists, such as Chinese engineers, to improve siege techniques and weaponry. One of the keys to Genghis Khan's success lay in deliberate use of terror as a psychological weapon. When faced with resistance, the Mongols did not hesitate to completely destroy cities, massacring men, women, and children. These actions served as examples, encouraging other cities to surrender without a fight to avoid a similar fate. This reputation for brutality accelerated the submission of population and reduced the need for prolonged battles. Now, to understand how Genghis Khan caused the death of 10% of the world's population, it is essential to examine the different mechanisms he used to inflict massive human losses. 1. Systematic massacres. The Mongols applied a policy of total destruction towards cities that resisted. For example, during the capture of Nishapur in 1221, after the death of his son-in-law Tokushor, Genghis Khan is said to have ordered the extermination of the population, with historical estimates suggesting up to 1.7 million deaths, although this number is subject to debate. 2. Prolonged sieges and induced famines. The Mongols laid siege to cities for extended periods, cutting off supplies of food and water, resulting in devastating famines. For example, during the siege of Jin dynasty capital, Zhongdu, now Beijing, in 1215, the population suffered from extreme famine before the city fell. 3. Destruction of agricultural infrastructure. By burning crops and destroying irrigation systems, the Mongol caused large-scale famines, decimating rural and urban populations. 4. Spread of disease. Massive population displacements, prolonged sieges, and unsanitary conditions encouraged the spread of disease. Although the Mongols did not intentionally use biological warfare, their campaigns indirectly contributed to the spread of deadly disease. 5. Deportation and forced relocation. The Mongols often displaced entire population to use them as labor or to destabilize regions, resulting in considerable human losses due to the harsh condition of these movements. The campaigns of Genghis Khan caused a drastic reduction in the world's population, with estimates ranging between 40 and 60 million deaths, or about 10% of humanity at the time. This decline led to significant demographic, economic, and environmental upheavals. For example, some regions like Persia or northern China lost up to half of their population within a few decades. Entire cities were wiped off the map, such as Merv or Nishapur. Paradoxically, the Mongol Empire also facilitated cultural and commercial exchanges along the Silk Road, contributing to a certain form of Eurasian unification. Venetian merchants like Marco Polo were able to travel to China under Mongol protection. The Mongol imperial postal system, called the Yam, allowed messages to cross Eurasia in a matter of weeks. Inventions like gunpowder, the compass, or paper spread from China to Europe thanks to this new stability. If you like my content, you can like and subscribe, and bye bye!